Jude Bellingham is the present and the future of England. He's a star. What he's shown in this World Cup, what he's shown so far in his career, he's only 23 years of age. This guy has the potential to be one of the greatest ever English players, if he isn't already. It's incredible. Absolutely incredible. Yesterday, 2 goals against Norway. A match winner. He scored twice against Mexico. He's got 6 goals in this World Cup from midfield. If you look at the previous English midfielders, players that you can compare him to, the likes of Steven Gerrard, Frank Lampard, Paul Scholes, David Beckham, he's already done better than any of them achieved in tournaments. I mean, the best out of them for England was probably Beckham. But what Bellingham has done in this tournament, you look at Euro 2024, which I thought he had an underrated tournament. He saved England when they were going out. In the final, the game that Spain bossed England, Jude Bellingham was the only English player that really played at a high level. And I thought he had a very good game. There was a weird agenda against Bellingham after he said who else, and his personality at times can rub people the wrong way. But I believe he's just had good international performances for England. World Cup 2022, he was very good. He's played in several tournaments. This guy's got the potential to be one day England captain, talisman of the team. England are in the semi-final of the World Cup. They've been to 2 Euro finals. They've been to the semi-final in 2018. You can say this is the Harry Kane era. Since he became the captain, that's where we've seen this sort of progression. So Harry Kane, he's the goal scorer. And I believe of recent times, the last 30 years, I think Harry Kane has been England's greatest player. I think he's England's greatest player since the 1960-60 team. I think Jude Bellingham's got the potential to be number one in modern times. So you got to mention the likes of Wayne Rooney, Steven Gerrard, Lampard, Scholes, Beckham, Gary Lineker, Gascoigne. These guys were great players. However, particularly the 2000s guys, they didn't go far in tournaments. They really weren't as impressive in tournaments. England didn't get this far. So this recent era of England has actually been the best England have performed since they won the World Cup. And I believe Harry Kane, it's been his era. But Jude Bellingham has the potential to go further than that. You look at Jude Bellingham's age. I can't think of an English player who's done this much at their age, 23 years old. For Real Madrid, at his debut season, how a 20-year-old could go to Real Madrid and really show his level there and be arguably their best player with Vinicius Jr., help them win La Liga and the Champions League, score match-winning goals. He was a very good player for Dortmund. There's a reason why Real Madrid signed him. So he's proven across 2 of the top 5 leagues in Europe, the Bundesliga and La Liga. Has done some impressive things in the Champions League as well. He's never even played in the top flight in England. He played in the Championship. And I think this has been good for him. Don't get me wrong, I'd like to see him play in the Premier League one day. However, I think not playing in England has suited him because there's a negative part about the British press where with somebody like Jude Bellingham, his personality and his temperament, too much will be said about it. Like even yesterday's game, after scoring 2 goals, the interviewer is telling him what Thomas Tuchel said, and then Bellingham, he's someone who says things back, has his point of view, and then they're trying to make that the story after England just beat Norway. I feel like if he was playing in England, more things like that would be happening. But, he's only 23, so he's got a whole career ahead of him. Hopefully, he plays in England someday, but playing for the biggest club in the world, Real Madrid, and showing your level, you've got to give a lot of credit to him. And in this World Cup, as an English player, performed like this, particularly in recent times, like being a match winner. He's got a bit of everything from midfield. He can score goals, he can create goals, he can drive from midfield, he's got a great engine, he can tackle. It's like he gives what the game needs. And I can't believe there was talk prior to the tournament about whether or not he would start. I'm sorry, England are just not that good for it to be questioned whether Jude Bellingham starts. Jude Bellingham is one of the stars in world football, a world-class player. You know, there's been a lot of talk about stars in this World Cup. He's one of them, and he's showing it. I think this guy's the present, and he's the future of English football. He's done a lot for his age, and I expect a lot more to come, because he seems like somebody that's very passionate about football, somebody that's a hard-working player. He's got the confidence, but he works his socks off. This is someone you want in your team, you know. He can be a bit petulant, too emotional sometimes. But, listen, you take that, because what he can then do, he's shown time and time again that he's a match winner. And if England are to win the World Cup, he's already made a significant contribution, but you'd expect him to make even more contribution. He's got the potential to be the greatest ever English player of modern times. This isn't hyperbole, it isn't reactionary. It's based off what he's achieved in his career, how he steps up his performance level on the biggest stage, and his qualities as a player, a complete midfield player, you know. Maybe not a midfield tempo dictator if you were to be critical. He's not like a Pedri or that kind of midfielder, but he's good on the ball. But he scores goals, he creates goals, he can tackle, he's got a great engine. Like, he's got a lot of attributes as a player. He's proven, like I said, in 2 of Europe's top 5 leagues. He's done impressive things in the Champions League. He's now doing impressive things in the World Cup. He steps up when you need him. And he's been significant for England getting into the semi-finals of the World Cup. He's got leadership traits. I don't think it's too soon to be saying this is one of the best English footballers we've ever seen. And he has the potential to be the number one. I don't think that's reactionary. He's that good. He is that good. You know, all of this controversy with him and Thomas Tuchel, I just see 2 strong personalities. I do agree with Tuchel yesterday that England were not good against Norway, but he was saying the team wasn't good. If he was to judge individually, he'd probably say Bellingham had a very good game, but you don't want to take one player out of the team, so he's saying the team didn't have a good performance. And I understand Jude Bellingham's response, as in, you know, he's just played a very intense game. And he hears that and he's kind of like, whatever. I can understand both of their points of view. This is 2 strong personalities. Hopefully this hasn't got too much of an effect on the team. But Jude Bellingham, for me, is really, really showing himself on the world stage. You know, he had that breakthrough season at Real Madrid. He's kind of, you know, this season he had injuries, so he's kind of like been forgotten about, but he's really showing. Listen, he's one of the best players in the world. No doubt about it. And this is Harry Kane's era. He's been the face of English football, the genuine world-class player England have had. But Jude Bellingham has the potential to be number 1 in terms of modern English football greats. And I believe he's already on that trajectory. He's one of the best English players I've ever seen. And long may it continue. Jude Bellingham, the present and future of England.